All right. Hello, everyone. Good evening, good morning, wherever you're connecting from. We're about to go live. Welcome to SQL study. Welcome to Excel study group for Simi. I'm used to that S starting with man. Like it comes natural, right? Welcome to Excel study group. I am still your review coach, Timothy. Of course, the coach that does the lesson is the review coach so that he can address any challenge that you have regarding to the course. Yes, so let's start from the most important thing. Yes, day one, day two, day three. Okay, day three just came live this evening, right? How many of us saw the notification for day three? Raise your hand if you got a notification from day three. Okay, Peter, great. Okay, Chip, yeah. Who also got a notification for day three? Okay, and Chamaka. Any other person got a notification for day three? All right. So day three is live. Day three is where I start to talk about data cleaning in Power Query. All right, how to clean your data in Power Query is actually an interesting section because I broke down the cleaning both from a conceptual level and a technical level, and you will love it. Promise you, you're gonna love it. It's actually very detailed, right? And I'm breaking down the lesson, so you're not gonna have a long video. Instead, you're gonna have maybe two videos in one lesson so that you can be able to complete a video per sitting. All right. So I want to hear from us. This is your first time in the study group model. For some of us, this is our first time. And for some of us, this is like a new thing. Like we're new to Excel and how it works. And some of us we already know these things, right? So I just want to hear from us briefly. How was the lesson and the quiz, right? I know that the quiz probably are not straightforward. I mean, you thought you knew it until you took the quiz and you saw the correction, you're like, this thing, So I just want to hear from each person how it was, and then after that, I would ask anyone that want to present a screen or show me any technical challenge that they have, and they will call it a night. Right? That's what we're going to do tonight. I just want to hear from everybody, and then I want to answer a technical issue, and then we'll call it a night. Right. So I'm going to start with Ogechi. Hi, Ogechi. How you doing? So just tell us about the study, the lessons, day one, day two. Tell me about the challenge that you had, and yeah, and then anything that you also learned that you feel you like this method, I should keep doing it. You could also talk about it so that I can use our feedback to improve the program. All right, because that's the goal for the study group. Okay, Ogechi, you can go first.
Good evening, sir.
Hello.
Okay, the study group was very understandable. I loved it personally. And well, that's just all. And the quiz, hell. Personally, I don't like objective because it's so frustrating. You think I've gotten the answer, but it's wrong.
All right.
And I guess I don't have any problem. The classes were okay. That's all. Thank you.
Yeah, before you go, hold on. Tell me about the version that you're using. Are you having an issue with the version? Um, does the lesson on the video match with your Excel, like what you see on your screen? Like, how did you figure that out? Or you're good on that part, on that aspect too?
Okay, I my version I guess is almost close to yours, but there are some things that are different.
Mm,
Like some things that are different, but with the help of ChatGPT and the rest, so I was able to navigate.
all right. Okay. All right. That was good. Okay, so I'm gonna address the version thing. So for those of us that don't have the version that I have on my own, it's fine. All right, just find a way around it. But I'm still gonna address the things that you should care about and the ones you should not. All right. Chamaka Alpha namesake. I do you want to talk to me about the study group? What's your feedback? Any challenge that you've had or you had, you could also share it.
Okay, good evening, everyone. Um, like I said in my comments before, this is actually my first time joining any class like this. This is my first time, so I'm still trying to understand, to navigate my way around. Some of the terminologies are still very, very new to me. I'm still trying to understand. I'm still making more research to understand them. I'm not like some of us that are professionals already. But for the classes, they are very, very understandable. The classes are very understandable, very simple to understand, and I'm glad that I'm picking up small small. And for the quiz, I'm doing well. Oh, at least 90, 80. Listen, I'm even surprised at myself because this is my first time and I'm surprised, but I'm just glad that I'm doing well, and I hope to continue to till the end of the program. Thank you.
All right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, second thing, thank you for that. The idea behind the quiz score is not to make you feel you don't know it. Okay. So, this to everyone is not to make you feel you're wrong. It's just to two things. One, can you recall what you've learned? One of the best ways to know that you've learned something if you can recall it. That's why if you before you go to an exam or before you enter the exam hall, you want to go through your book again and you try to like catch some things because in your mind once you get the paper and you see the question, I don't know if anybody did this, but I did it. The moment I see the exam question, I'll just turn to the back of my question, of my answer sheet, and I'll answer it. Like I'll just start to answer it because I'm trying to pour the thing I memorize. Like before I even start, because before the time comes, there's a study that the more time you give from learning, the more you forget that thing. Right. So if you learn something in, like, let's say you learn something by 9 o'clock, when it gets to 12 o'clock, you would have forgotten 10% of that thing. You would not remember it exactly as you read it. And the more hours that goes away from the time you've learned it and you don't go back to revisit that thing, you're going to forget it. The more you're going to be forgetting, the percentage is going to be increasing. So what I decided, what we're doing with the study group is after you're learning, then you're taking a quiz that is testing that understanding. All right. So your job is to not feel bad about the quiz. Even if you send in the quiz and you're saying 50 and you're seeing your colleague having 100, you're here to get better. This is your training, right? It's like a soldier that would be, that would be in the barracks to be trained. It's like a footballer going to the stadium to train. Right, there are no cameras, there are no fans. It's just there are fans watching the footballers train, but that's not the beauty of the player. The training is not their beauty. They are there to sweat and do 100 push-ups. It's when you now meet them on the main match, that's when you get to see cameras on them, spotlight, everybody's hailing and shouting and screaming. But when they are training, nobody cares. If you like, don't show up to training. If you like, show up to training. But when you get to that real match, we're gonna know who is better than the other, right? So that's how this study group is. This is your training. You're allowed to fall 10 times as long as you pick yourself up. You're allowed to slack and catch up. You're allowed to get it wrong. It's when we get to a point in our learning and you cannot do some of the things that you've learned, like you're learning and forgetting, that's when it becomes a problem, right? So that when you get out there, you're already competent, both confidence wise and technical wise. So don't ever feel any way when you see your score being low and your colleagues are having like 100. No, 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 no. That's not it. Just see it as a way to, okay, I missed this, I learned it, so I don't have to miss it again. All right. And if you want to test yourself, let me just tell you. Yes, I know you try to take the quiz before the deadline. If you want to know how good you are, before you take a new lesson, go back and take the quiz for the previous one. If you score the same thing, if you miss the same thing again, then it means that you can't check yourself. You don't understand that thing. But if you don't miss the same thing again, meaning you've learned from your mistake, or you understood that topic very well. So that's another thing that you can do to get better. This is to everyone, all right? Before you take day 2, go back to day 1 quiz. Of course, you're not going to submit it because the submission would have closed, but you are doing this for yourself. Does that make any sense to us? All right. So that's how I want us to take the quiz. I don't want anybody to feel overwhelmed or feel like, that. And don't forget, some of us, we're not all on the same level. Some of us are already exposed to many things. We're just looking forward to some advanced topics. And that's why we're patiently learning. All right. So don't ever compare. Comparison is a stealer of growth and progress. Don't ever compare yourself. It will steal your progress. It will steal your intentional growth. So don't compare. Just learn and cheer others that are doing better and learn. And if you can observe the person that is doing better, just keep observing them, because at the point you go to their DM and say, hey, what's up? My name is David. I'm from the Excel Study Group. I've been noticing how good you are with the quiz. I'm having an issue here. Do you mind creating a time or answering these questions? And that's it. That's how we get to connect ourselves. All right. Even before the team project. So just observe those that are doing well. If you're new here, a lot of things are not clear to you. Don't worry. Just observe. You yourself, be honest in your learning, be honest to yourself. If you answer something and it's not clear, pay attention to the correction. And if it's still not clear, reach out. All right. I've said too much on that. I just wanted to make that emphasis. All right. I just had to make that emphasis. Okay. Toluwashe, how you doing? Do you want to give us a feedback on how the lesson has been for you? And if you had the challenge, or if you had challenges, you could also share that. Tolu, right there. Okay, so I guess Tolu is not close to his device. I'm just gonna move over to Isaac. Hi, Isaac. How you doing?
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening. Talk to us
Good
about your
evening.
study. How's it been?
Fine. Not really fine, actually. We're fine. Yes.
So, what's the
The
part that
the
is
things
not
we are
going?
doing now, I think I know what we are doing now. I'm following along. So I've watched all the videos and I understand everything. So there's just one problem I had. I'm trying to connect to my system. And my system just got on now. So it was about getting data from another source, which you did not explain to us, from the web. So I inserted the web URL, and then the only data I could get is not the full data that I want. It's just the page that I could see. Because if you log into, let's say, sale web page now, the first page, that's the only thing I got. The
Yeah,
remaining data, I should
yeah,
have got everything. So I only got like 15 rows, and I needed something like up to thousands of rows.
yeah.
So I don't know how I can.
So, does the website have pages, or
Yes, I
everything
used
is
them.
on one page?
I believe everything should be on one page when you just enter the website without clicking on any page,
Okay.
right?
So
So
all
I
the
use
data.
Temu. I use Temu, sha.
Okay. So the thing is, Temu does not. Temu, for you to see other products, you have to go to the next. It's just like it will show you 1 to 10, right? Then you now
Yes.
look next. You now see 11 to 20. So that's the thing about Excel. Although I'm getting to that lesson actually. There's a part of the lesson where I focus on data importation. So I'm going to actually break that down, and I'll tell you the limitation that Excel has, and I'll also tell you the strengths that Excel has. But for this challenge you're having, if there are different pages, that means if you have to go next to see the next maybe 11 to 20, that's another link entirely. Okay, that's another link entirely. So what you do is, do you want to mute your mic, because this section is recorded and it's getting into the record? All right. So the website has pages. It necessarily might not be next page, next page, next page. It might be okay, I want to see 1 to 10. Then if you click the next button, it will show you 11 to 20. That is another URL address. Again, that's another address. All right. So Excel does not stick one link and give you everything. The moment a letter changes in the URL, maybe A is the first link, it ended with A1. And then you clicked on next and it's showing you another the same address, but one number changed. You have to enter that link again in your Power Query. That's inside your Power Query. You use another link to import that second page, and then you do it like that again. Another link to import the third page, another link to import the fourth page, another link to import the fifth page, and that's how you're gonna get it. I don't know if I explained that the way I want to, but did you catch it? At least an idea. All right, so that's just it though, Isaac. Thank you. If you still have more challenges, you can reach out. But I have a lesson on data importation. Oh, Tolu, you can't turn off your mic. You can't turn on your mic. Are you joining the call from your PC or your phone? Because if it's your PC, I think I have an idea what you're struggling with. So, Tolu, is it your PC or your phone? Your phone. That should not be. And I think you've left the call and joined back, and it's still the same. Okay, you could just send a text. Just type it. Tell us in the comments what the lesson has been for you. Then maybe later you could fix that challenge. Sorry about that. Okay, moving on. Chimirinka, good evening. How you doing? Do you want to talk to us about your feedback so far on the study group?
Good evening, everyone.
Yeah, Chief, good evening.
Uh-huh. Ah, God, I'm suffering. I'm suffering. I swear I'm Anyway, firstly, right, I appreciate everything you've been doing. It's wonderful. The videos that I've been following the videos. In fact, I take the videos as my final year project. So I'm bloody serious about everything, taking notes and putting things to work. It is the putting things to work that is the issue now. My my Excel is giving me 3310 vibes, giving me giving me wow, I'm not really because I was trying to assess it. I I chatted at the group, they said I should download. I've been trying to download and watch YouTube. After I don't know whether it's the computer itself because after downloading YouTube, they tell me that this thing you're doing is not working. Share this person my name. So basically, basically, practical has been a little bit difficult for me. But if I could track my own record, I'm not average either, and I'm not. Let me not say excellent. It just so I've been getting nothing less than 70. So I believe I've been putting things to work, but practical has been an issue. When I watch the video, in fact when you're doing right click, I'm doing right click, so I'm doing it at the same time. But when we are doing right click, your own is opening and my own is telling me that it will not work. I will just close it at the end of the day now. So
Yeah.
that's the
All
practical.
right.
I've,
I think I have to apologize at this point. Yeah, let me apologize. I ought to have fixed your challenge. I should have helped you fix it, but I've been busy. In fact, I won't say busy. I've had so many things within the past 48 hours to sort out, and it's been crazy. But after this call, you and I can have a call. Then you can share me your screen and we could look at it together. But if your PC is down, then you could just text me ahead when we can have, you can just text me and then I'll come up with a time I know I said she's to reach out to me by 6, but that 6 I was still in transit, so I was just not reachable. And when I did, I still could not have a meeting with you. Apologies for that. I'm sorry you're going through this. I know what I'm supposed to do to help you, and I have not done it yet. So just, if you have peace power on your PC, just text me after the call. All right. Okay. So it's very important that everybody practice alongside, especially if you're new to these things. It's very important that you practice. Don't just watch. And if you watch, you're gonna fall for an assumption that you think you understood, but you don't understand it. Don't think you've understood it if you've not practiced. I'll say that again. Don't think you've understood it if you've not practiced. All right. Don't think you understood it if you've not practiced. Don't think you've understood it if you've not practiced. It's when you practice, you will struggle. You would now say, oh, this is what I'm doing wrong. That's when your brain will register it. Your brain studies doing pattern. That's pattern from what you do, not pattern from what you see. Your brain is just seeing, is not interpreting. It's that doing that your brain, stores that information. So you want to do, even if you're far away from your PC, don't go 2 lessons without practicing. I'll say that again. Don't go 2 lessons without practicing. Right, because these lessons are building on themselves. I'm straight, I'm serious about what I'm saying now. The lessons are building on themselves. So if you don't practice, guess what? You will get to day 5 and you'll be like, how did we even import this? Where did we go to do this? How did we go to do this? And that's where your struggle will begin. This one is personal struggle. So don't fall for the temptation that you've understood it if you've not practiced. Even if you already know Excel, just practice it. That means your own is watch the video in maybe 4x, that's speed it up to 4. Look at everything I did in 1 second, and then you now sit down and practice it. If you don't now get it, then you have to, emphasize on that. All right, thank you, Chimere. Hi Miriam, what's up? How you doing? So how's been the study for you?
Hi, Coach. Good evening. Good evening, everyone. So far it's been amazing for me. I don't really have any challenge for now. Let me say for now. We don't know what we don't know what the next coming weeks will be like. So at least for now, it's been going well. I
Yeah.
watch my videos as much as I can. The
Oh wow.
the last video was actually 25 minutes, but I can say I spent around 1 hour watching the video because I had to go back again. Even before practicing, I had to go back, watch the video, make sure I understood some, there were some words like you were just dropping in between. They are needed. Like we really need to understand them and not just watch the video. So that was what I was doing because this study group, let me not talk, but I've been looking forward to joining this study group even before it was created. So it's an opportunity for me to
Yeah.
absorb whatever information I really need to. So, and for the quiz, for me, the quiz is just is another approach for understanding the non-technical side of it. So
True.
I'm just trying to understand everything about Spark Ray 2 with the quiz questions. It's
Mm,
okay for me. Yeah, it's been great for me. Thank you.
wow. Yep, that's Miriam. Miriam is an opportunist. Yes, I said to my chest, knows how to take advantage of things, and I think that's the right way to learn. You know, and I think my style of teaching, I think Miriam just caught something out that is very important, which is if you watch the videos, I don't practice. I explain and use the right terms, and as well, I give a flow. So don't fall for the temptation of watching a video. So if you speed up the video, yeah, Miriam just said that, and that's actually very true. If you speed up the video, let me tell you what's gonna happen. You're going to see me do things, and you feel like, oh, I know how to do this thing. Or maybe the title is saying data importation. You're like, I know how to import data. And then you try it, and then you discover that, oh shit, what am I stuck? What's going on? Right. So don't fall for the temptation. Even if you're speeding up the video, uh don't completely speed up the video. That's it. Right. Because you will learn the concept behind it. All right. I'm intentionally breaking down things in the early phase of the course, because when I get to day 5, there's gonna be a practice exercise. And guess what? Let me give you guys a heads up. In day 5, I'm going to just send you a file and tell you to do it and send the solution. Meaning you're going to be working with another data set, but you're going to be combining everything you've learned from day 1 to day 5. So it means you're going to be having your own practice session in chunks of 5 days interval. Then when we get to day 10, you're going to now have your own project. So it means every 10 days is a project, but every 5 days is a hands-on practice. And the lesson itself is practical. The quiz are conceptual. I just exposed the structure behind the study group. I just exposed it. So these are the things I'm thinking and I'm working with while we're doing this class. So don't take it as a regular course. Take it as, like Miriam said, you don't want to miss out anything here, because you will not have the luxury of time to come back to them. Yes. Don't. I won't advise anybody to speed on the video. I know, right? Because if you speed up the video, what will happen is you just see things happen. Vroom. You would not understand the thoughts behind it. And being a data analyst, I should say it now, it's not about the tools, it's about your thinking. It's about your thinking, right? It's the way you think that makes you different. That's where your skills is, your thinking. And I think as a coach, that's what I try to do. I try to get your thinking in the course. All right. So pay attention to that. It would really help. Thank you so much, Miriam, for actually bringing that up, because it actually has highlighted things I did not plan to say, but are very important to say. All right. Peter Ololade, good evening. How you doing? Do you want to talk to us about the study group?
Good evening, sir.
Yeah,
Am I
Chief. Good
audible?
evening. Yeah. I hear you clearly.
Yeah, good evening, sir. Good evening, everybody.
Hi.
Yeah, about the study group, um, I just want to say I want to appreciate you for all the analysis you've done, like breaking it down to its simplest form. My note is even filled up because I have a special note for it. So even though the videos are like within the range of 30 minutes, me, I don't watch it for 30 minutes. Sometimes I watch it for a day because I can just watch 5 minutes, jot some things down, reminisce on it. I don't like want to finish the video once. Like, no, I sometimes I even close my system, meditate on it. You will go back, you
Wow.
will come back again. So that's what I do often. That my notes are even filled up. And the assessments too, the last assessment I did, that was why I scored on those and I was proud of myself because I
Yeah.
was serious about it. Very, very hard. And also, it seems the Excel that you were using is quite a little bit different from mine. So that was why I DM because the get data stuff, I didn't find it in the same position as the
Mm.
Excel. I was able to navigate through it when you told me that this is, and I saw it like that, and it was quite helpful.
Mm.
So everything is just, I'm just really, really grateful that I'm part of this cohort.
Wow.
Thank you very much.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you. That was actually funny. You're saying that your notes was full. I like that. I like the learning that comes with intentional, work, right? Because that's when you learn, when you're intentional about it, not just passing the time. I know we would get very busy, all right. I know we would get very intense with personal commitment, but don't lose this interest to right while learning, right? Let me tell you something. I probably, maybe that's my own secret. I'm currently learning something that is a bit I'm not familiar with, which is quantum machine learning. And I can tell you for a fact, I'm currently using a 12-in-1 note and I write notes back to back. So when I go on TikTok and I talk to some quantum guys that are very experienced, I get feedback like, I like your thoughts. I like how you see this. I like what you're saying. Like they give me good feedback and I'm like, maybe just a learn on my own, right? Now I'm saying this because that's what it means to be an intentional learner, right? You come out there and you meet people that probably have gotten the best form of learning, and you discover that you can actually comprehend when they speak because of your own learning skills. So learning is a skills, and I like the fact that Ololade is really, really bringing out that skills for himself. That's good. Well done, well done. Okay, I'm looking at my time, so don't worry. I'm not gonna exceed the planned time. I'm just gonna work with the time to also answer technical questions if there are. Um, Yeah, Chinalu, Alpha now. Good evening. Do you want to talk to us about what this study group has been for you? Somebody was on the call. Paula, where's Paula? She has left. All right, Chinalu, can you speak? Oh,
Yes, I
okay.
can. Good evening.
Hi.
Hello. Good evening.
Hello.
Good evening, everyone. Hey, Maria. Good evening.
So, how's been the
Okay.
study for you so far? Have you had challenges, and how did you figure those challenges out?
Okay. So far, it's been quite interesting. For me, it's been easy peasy actually. But then, so
Nice.
um, I don't really have any challenge yet.
Very
The only
good.
thing I had was a question. I had intended, trying it out at my end to get answers to my question, but I've not been able to do that. So I don't know if I should wait and try or I should just go ahead and ask.
Yeah, you can ask. You can ask. The question might
Okay, that's
benefit
fine.
every other
So,
person too.
oh, okay. So, my question is at the part where we had to import data from a folder to Power Query. So at that point where we were trying to now add new queries and all, like for each of those data sets, we are trying to each file in the folder, we are trying to add query for each of them, right?
Yeah.
So at that moment, I was asking myself that okay, how about instead of getting the data from the folder in at once and then having to add query one by one, how about adding a new source, like importing it one by one instead? So I wanted to do that so I will see what the outcome will be like because I realized that I realized that when we add any query, all the queries are in a sheet, so it becomes like a workbook. But
Mm.
what I'm also sure is if I use add a new source, like import the data as a new source, whether it's going to be as a workbook or it's going to be as different sheets. So I think my question now is what's the difference between add a new query and importing data as a new source?
Yeah. I just know that I was going to say that in the next video. You just exposed me. So the thing is, if you go through news source, don't forget you've already seen the data, right? You've seen the data, and you like a data is already opened. You've seen a sample of that data. Then you want to bring another data, another file into Excel. Now, it's possible that that file is in another folder, meaning it's not in the specific folder that the company probably has given you. Maybe it's a file in your download, another file is in your document, another file is in your music. New source would be
Okay.
your way. But if it's in a folder, the company, somebody downloaded the folder from the database and said, analyze these files. You know that the company has given you a zip file. That's a folder. That's when this technique that we're using would be great, because by then the company or whoever is in charge will tell you, oh, we're only concerned with the first quarter file. So you will see the name there, Q1, or the Q1, January, February, March. Then you add to your Excel and bring them in. from the folder. But if you go through other sources, you will have to go to the file again, check for this location on your system, then bring it again, then go again on your system, then bring it again, then go again on your system, then bring it again. Then remember that there's a feature in Excel where even when the data has gotten into your Excel, you want to go back to edit, you want to go back to your Power Query again. You cannot go back to a folder. You will have to go back to your system location. You get the gist now. So you see that when you have a folder, it's because of the nature of the company's work giving you a folder with files. But when you go through new sources, you'll be importing the file one by one. Now, when you import the file one by one, they will still represent individual sheets in a workbook. So any style works is just depending on the context or the objective for what you're trying to do. Does that make any sense to you?
Okay, okay, that's fine. And actually, I've really learned some new things though. So it's really been a nice ride, actually.
Thank you. You know, when you just say that now, something said inside my head that is there any class I teach that someone does not learn anything, even though you're advanced, right? Because there's always a new way of learning. And I think that's something I like to bring to class. So I think I'm proud of myself at this point. All right. So Chinali is actually a data analyst and she's good with Excel. So for her to give this feedback, I know that we're hiding somewhere. Anyways, she's a friend though. All right, guys. So one more person, and then I will get into the technical side of the class. I'm still waiting for Tolu Ashe. Do you want to leave a comment? Um, oh, Blessing. Hi, Blessing. Good evening. How you doing? I want to hear from you. How's been the study for you? She's off the call. All right, so let's get into it. Right? Okay, she's left the call. Okay, all right. So let me take her through the classroom. Now let's talk about versions. Right? If you're using any version that is below 2016, I mean 2016, yeah, 2016. I'm sorry if that sounds somehow, but you're far away from what we're doing. If you're using any version, the version you should look out for is a version from 20. Don't mind me, I have so many study groups that is going on and I'm building more. So let me just hide myself. All right. So if you're using a version from the version I would recommend that you use is from 2016 to like upward. All right, upward, 2016, upward. But then 2016 to 2019, like 2019 and below, I'm still looking at it with one eyes. There are some features that it still does not have. All right, I'm using 2025. Right, I'm using 2025, but you can use 2020, 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022. If you're not using anything in that within 2019 upward, if you're using 2016, 2020, 2016, 2018, don't feel bad. The only thing is just that you have to find your way around it. And if you're struggling to find your way, take a screenshot, send it to my DM or send it to the group and tag me, and I would know how to help you. All right. So we've come I won't say a long way, but I'll say we've come quite a distance to learning the first thing, which is knowing how to bring your data into Excel and how to use Power Query. All right. Can anybody still remember this button? I think I said it in the lesson.
M language.
What's the language Power Query? Great, perfect. So it's called a machine language, right? And that's the secret behind Power Query, right? And funny how if you are a good Power BI expert, or if you build your skills in Power BI, you will still find that M language in Power BI. And that's why Power BI engineers build something which is a new feature. If you go to Power BI, you see that there's some things that have been added here. I think it's the query tab. Yeah, the query view, right? The query view is M language Pro Max. So if you really learn how to use Power Query well and you devote yourself to like going through the lesson in Power Query, because I'm still in Power Query, even your day three is to focus on data cleaning in Power Query. I think it's when we get to day 4 that I start talking about you know, yeah, I think it's in day 4 I start talking about how you can use Power Query to do your data automation, like how to automate your data and all. All right. So in day 3, which is what I sent in today, the goal is to get into data cleaning. Right. The goal is to get into data cleaning. Why is this guy not expanded? It's all right. So the goal is to get into data cleaning, and I just want to show us the slide, and I want to emphasize on something because we are getting into the part that is very important that you practice. And if you have not been practicing, you probably would struggle. You probably struggle. So please, while you're taking this lesson, practice, right? Because when we get to day 3, there's a lot of data cleaning techniques that you don't even know Power Query has. Yeah, you don't know Power Query has it, all right? You don't know, and that's what I'm hoping to do. Choice. All right. So after we get to day 5, there's going to be a hands-on file. The hands-on file is to focus on your ability to combine all the things you've learned from day 1 to day 5. That's one. Then when we get to I think it's okay. I think it's our next review call. There's going to be a live quiz on the call. Yes, there's going to be a live quiz on the call. So I'm going to be assessing our skills on the call as well to test all the things that you have learned from day 1 to day 5 on the call. I mean, you're going to be having a live test. All right. So if you want to join review calls, you also want to join review calls prepared. So don't just join review calls. Try to go through your notes before the review call because there's going to be live quizzes. And I'm only telling you now, but in the next time, I would not tell you there's a live quiz. You will just see everybody, let's take a quiz, and you'll see a link in the group. And once you take it, you'll be timed. I'll time you for 5 minutes, I'll time you for 7 minutes, and you take the quiz and send the screenshots. Once it's 7 minutes, the quiz will close, and anybody that has not taken it on the call, you just miss it. So you want to come to review call prepared. This is not a class, this is a study group, right? And trust me when I say study groups they bring out the worst and the best in you. They bring out the worst and the best in you. If you're somebody that does not know how to finish anything that they start, the study group will reveal it. Yes, if you're someone that does not finish what they start, the study group will reveal it. If you're someone that procrastinates, the study group will reveal it. So, like I said, the study group is going to bring out the worst in you and it's going to bring out the best in you. So, you want to use this to, catch up on anything that you're slacking. All right. So, when we get to data cleaning, which is the techniques that we're getting into, you are going to be exploring different ways of doing data transformation, both from the column and like I just how to pick each topic and expand it, how to sort and filter, how to group and aggregate, how to merge and append. And these are like very important concepts. So while we look forward to these things, guys, try as much as to practice. These lessons they are not talk lessons, so they are practical lessons. So if you've not been practicing and you have an excuse, please die down the excuse. And if your challenge is your environment, you can reach out and I'll try to see where I can be of help. And that is all for now. All right, guys. So criteria for graduating from the study group is you have to finish 80%, you have to do 80% of all the things that we do here, from live quiz to quizzes after the lessons to projects to attending review calls to team project and individual project to posting on your GitHub to posting on LinkedIn to have I said too much? But I've not said too much. So these are the things you have to do to graduate from the study group. All right. And I'm looking forward to the best from us. I'm looking forward to the bring forward their best foods. And if you have any challenge while you're doing this, please reach out, all right, and keep it to yourself. Okay, so Anybody having any technical thing they want to share with me? You're joining the call with your PC and you feel like that thing in that lesson I didn't understand it. You could ask the question here. The review call is not only to gist, all right. It's also to show you what your lessons is going to look like in the coming week, all right, and also to answer technical questions, all right. And I'm sure if you go through this study group, you're going to get the best out of it. And that is all I have for us tonight. Question, challenges, comments. Okay, question, challenges, technical challenge or conceptual challenge. This is the time to answer, and let's see what we can do with that. Yeah, Isaac, hit me.
Good evening, sir.
Bow.
Good evening, everyone. Please, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you clearly.
So, the first data you sent us, that telecom, all right? So when I opened that data, I was just lost because I saw more than 10 columns, and technically I did not even know what anything in those columns means. So I want to ask if you give us any new data right now, what's your advice on how to quickly grab? Let's assume that we are very new to what you brought us. What's your trick on how to easily understand the data in very, very little time,
Ha
instead of spending more than
ha
uh,
ha. Isaac is cheats. Isaac want me to say my days. Isaac want me to say my days 6, 7, and 8 concept. Like the class I have planned for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's looking out of the data to learning how to be a professional when you handle data. And Isaac is just bringing out that question out of my mouth. Okay, I'll spill it. That's a very good one. I actually have factored that in the course that after the first 5 weeks, you should have a trick. So the hack is very simple. First of all, that's the whole idea for the data preview. All right, that's the whole idea for the data preview. Now, when I look at data, when you get the data into Excel through Power Query, it's going to go through the data preview. Going through that data preview, of course, preview is going to only show you, I think it's just 200 data, right? And then you bring the data into Power Query, right? The best way to get the best out of the data is to go to a feature called, let me see, mm, mm, okay, hold on. Uh, Let me launch my Excel. There's a feature called, I think it's view or it's review under Power Query. Let me see if I can launch it. Calm down. Mm, Okay. All right. So there's a feature in Excel which is your preview, and the preview is actually where you get to. Is where you get to. Okay, I think it's trying to open. Is where you get to have like a quick insight into your data even before you start speaking all the English. I'm not sure what file is being opened. Okay, I think I'm opening the wrong files. Oh no, I'm opening fabrics now. Mm, I don't know why this guy is taking so long to launch. I'm trying to. Okay, yeah. Nope. All right, let me just use 2 minutes to just show us that feature. It's coming up. Mm, mm. All right. So I think I'll put that in my next recording. It's going to be in the next class. All right. I'll just talk about it a little bit when I do the next recording. So there's a feature in your Power Query. It's called view. Now, when you go to that view, you're going to find 4 options that are very important. One is called the column quality. Another is called column distribution. Another is called forgotten the other ones, but pay attention
Unique
to the
values and
yeah. Finally, you were saying something. Now. All right. So
I said unique values. What do they call them? Distinct values and stuff.
yeah, exactly. Through those options, the view where you find your column distribution, your column quality, right? You find statistical information about that data, like without having to do any analysis. You also find out information if you have missing information. You find information about the data, what is unique, what is distinct. You find errors in the data even before you do anything. All right. Even before you do anything. The way I use that feature is if I have a file, maybe one of my clients sent me a file and I'm told, okay, Timothy, this is what we're trying to do, but we're stuck. I would not even ask you anything. I'll first import that data into Power Query and look at it before I now ask you, okay, this is what you want to do, or this is what you have. Before I even give you a prize for that project, I must see that data from the preview. All right. So that's how I get quicker insights. That's the best way to get insights from your data from Power Query before even trying to get the story behind the data. All right. So you could check that out. Just go to view under Power Query. You see column quality. You see column distribution. You see information about how to find errors. You just see like options, like they're just like check boxes. All right. And then you check the boxes to give you some ideas. All right. I've said a lot on that aspect. It's 10 o'clock, and this is where we're gonna call it a night. Um, Isaac, okay, hand is up. Go ahead.
Please, I'm very sorry for wasting time.
No, no.
I get that one. Since you already points to where I should go, I know how to get there.
Okay.
So there's one more problem here, and this one is because we are going to do it tomorrow. I mean, we have the lesson already on
Okay.
ground. It's about data cleaning.
Okay.
Let's assume you have a binary column.
Mm,
It's supposed to be binary. Most of what you have there are yes or no, and then you now have something like not not available, not, for example, in this data that
yeah.
you gave us, I saw something like no phone service. Meanwhile, we have yes or no fully in everywhere. So it's supposed
Mhm.
to be binary, but we now have extra option. So how are we supposed to handle that kind of?
I like that. I think I said that in the ending of that lesson indirectly. That's lesson 2, but I'll say it here. When you have a column that is binary, this is where you zoom out of that data. Okay, so to everyone that is just listening to us, we're talking about how to imagine a case where you're trying to clean a column that just has 2 categories, yes and no, or 1 and 0, or you know, up and down. It's just 2 options, right? Now, how you clean that kind of column is 2 perspective. The first perspective, what is the objective for that project? Are they trying to use that data to make a decision, or are they trying to report? Are you trying to report? Are you trying to say, in our business, so for last month, 30 people said yes, they like our service, 20 people said no, they don't like our service? That's a report. But if you're trying to use that information to make a decision to say, out of what we have from January to March, we with this data we can decide that our sales is doing well or our sales needs improvement on how we deliver our product. Now that's a decision. They don't really want a report per se. Your stakeholders want to make a decision. So at that point, when you come down to the last guide, that's when you come to clean your column. You're not going to. So this is where you now choose which of the option to use. Now, when you're cleaning binary option, you are allowed, if it's a report, you're allowed to create another category to say this was not disclosed or not mentioned. So you're reporting that 20 said yes, 50 said no, and another 5 did not feel anything. That's you reporting. So now the company can now say, okay, so we don't need these people that did not feel anything because their sample size is small. And when your sample size is less than 30% of your data, then you can erase that data. But your population size has to be okay. Let's not go there. But then when you're trying to report, if you're reporting, just create another category for those people and say these people did not give us information if they are satisfied or not satisfied. But if the goal is to make a decision, then you use the population of people, you use the mode to fill the missing values because you are making a decision. You're making a decision. That's why most times when you try to model your data, you treat missing data. Plus, when you're programming, right, you treat the missing data. But in data analysis, like you don't clean that information, especially when that's your target variable. Okay, back to data analysis. When the goal is to make a decision, the missing information, if is binary, is being treated with the mode of that guy. But if the goal is to report, then you just know that you note it that this percentage of people did not give up this information. Does that make any sense to you? Oh, Peter. Okay. Why are
Yeah,
you?
thank you very much, sir.
Okay. Okay. Why did you give that energy? Like, oh shit. Like, what's going on? Anyways, that's actually the truth, right? You have to. Data cleaning is based on objective. You're going to hear me say it in the lesson, and you're going to hear me say it again and again. Data cleaning is based on your objective. Your objective is to make a decision. The way you clean the data is different from when your objective is to report, because reporting is telling us what happened, but decision is telling us why did it happen, or recommendation, what can we do if this happened. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You watch the lesson, you get it. You get. I promise you, you get it. What I'm saying now, I said it in the lesson. That's in day 3. See, I'm so lost. I'm sorry. All right, guys. Apologies for taking extra 4 minutes. I would return us back to what we were doing before you join the call. So go back to your loved ones. Thank you for creating the time to join, and I hope you actually are giving this your best shot. All right. I hope you give this your best shot because it's what it's what it's. Good night, guys. Have a lovely evening. Bye for now.